In this lecture, I will explain a very important function that is performed by NK cell called ADCC. ADCC. The full form of this ADCC means antibody-dependent cell-mediated cytotoxicity. ADCC is performed by NK cell, means natural killer cell. In this case, the NK cell take the help of antibody to kill a virally infected or tumor cells. So let's assume this is a virally infected cells and this is a nucleus. Okay, so if this is a virally infected cells or tumor cells, these cells starts to express some viral proteins on the plasma membrane. When a cell gets infected, virus infects a cell, the cell starts to express viral protein in the plasma membrane, and if this is a tumor cell, then this cell can express neoantigen. What is called neoantigen? That means after becoming a normal cell or healthy cell into a tumor cell or cancer cell, the cell starts to produce some new antigen, new type of antigen, because in the cell some mutations have happened so that it becomes tumor cells. So the mutation produce a new type of antigen called neoantigen, and the neoantigen or the viral infected cells that actually express some viral proteins can be recognized by antibody. So let's assume these cells, that is virally infected or tumor cells, can be recognized by a antibody. So antibody can recognize and can coat these cells. This type of antibody specifically, example is IgG1 and IgG3. Why I am telling this IgG1 and IgG3? Because any antibody like IgG2, IgG4 can bind with this antigen or neoantigen or viral antigen, but this NK cell express some receptors that can particularly or only bind these two antibody. So let me draw a NK cell. If this is a NK cell, these NK cells contain some receptors actually that can bind the Fc region. This is called the Fc region, fragment of crystallizable region of the antibody, and these NK cells actually express some receptor that can bind with the Fc region of antibody, and these receptors are called Fc, means fragment of crystallizable receptor. If this receptor is against the IgG1, the receptor is called gamma 1, or if this receptor is against the IgG3, it is called Fc or gamma 3. After binding, so this is antibody dependent. So if there is no antibody, the NK cell cannot perform its function by this way. So this is antibody dependent cell mediated, as the NK cell is a immune cells. So this is cell mediated cytotoxicity, means the NK cell perform its killer function. It is called natural killer cells. NK cell means natural killer cells. So its natural tendency to kill a cell by cytotoxicity. That means NK cell, when recognize this antibody, it starts to produce two chemical. One is called perforin that reach into that cell, and another is called granzyme. So perforin and granzyme, this NK cell starts to secrete two molecules specifically that can kill the cells. So what happens? I want to show this. This perforin is actually nothing but some proteins that actually form a pore-like structure. So if this perforin starts to attach with the plasma membrane of the cell, it actually form a pore-like structure. All the subunit is composed of perforin. So when perforin attach with the cell, it actually form a pore-like structure. This is called perforin. It actually perforate the plasma membrane. Perforin means perforate. This can perforate the plasma membrane of the infected cells. And then the second chemical called granzyme, it's actually enzyme that can enter through the perforin. So now the granzyme enter into the cell and can digest the cell. So this means cytotoxicity. So this is all about antibody-dependent cell-mediated cytotoxicity. Here antibody and NK cell perform coordinately to kill the virally infected cells or tumor cells.